Yeah, and at that time, like, to your comment about when Ken and I reconnected, like, the producers of our show, they kept, like, asking, like, questions about Ken. And, I mean, at that time, I was still married, and I had asked the producer, I'm like, "So where is this storyline with Ken going? Like, where is this going? I feel like, y'all keep asking me questions about Ken. Like, where's the storyline going?" And they're just kind of like, looked, and they're like, "I don't know. Where is it going?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Like, I don't think if you would have told me like 3 years ago that I would have gotten out December 28th and then like 1 year later have a baby with Ken, I would have said, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You're crazy. You're delusional. And I was talking about that with Ken the other day. I'm like, what are the chances that Aurora was born on the 1 year anniversary of my release? Like, that is wild. It was meant to be. And that's why I learned a lesson in that too, because as I've grown and had experiences now, I look back on like when I was in prison and how impatient I was for certain things to happen in my life. I wanted certain things to happen the way I wanted them to, when I wanted them to. And I had a very specific view on what I felt love was. And I felt at that time that if he loves me, he should be here. He should support me. And like I said on the Vile Files, I'm like, if he didn't love me at my worst, he can't love me at my best. But then I also had to grow and understand that timing plays such a part in things. If you think about it, if he would have stayed with me throughout my entire prison sentence, you know, our relationship, I didn't want him to have physical relations with another woman. So I mean, that's a long time. Like 6 years is a long time to ask someone to stay abstinent. Um, and I think that there was going to be resentment because of that. COVID happened, and there was no visitation for, I think, 2 years. There was no visitation in prison. So if you think about it, the way things all kind of worked out, we were up against horrible odds. And it probably wouldn't have worked out, and it would have ended in a more negative way than what our initial breakup was. So things happened the way that they were meant to happen. Yeah, like my perception has changed, and it's like I've grown more to understand and have empathy for his side, and it not be strictly all about myself. um it's like, yes, and I work on that in therapy. It's like that pain from that initial breakup will sometimes creep back up on me, but then I have to bring myself back to reality and be like, we are here now. He chooses to be with me now. He chooses to stay even after all the bullshit online, even after everything with Ryan, all of that stuff. He chooses to be with me. Not for fame, not for money. The show is over. There's no money. No money in this. But and have to be slandered across the internet up and down. And there's only one reason for that. And he chooses to be with me because he loves me. He is very hardworking. He's the type of person that he has always had a job, despite what has been said on the internet, where they call them no job Ken. He has always had a job, and he has always paid the bills, and provided for me and for us, and stuff like this. So he was raised to provide for his family, provide for his woman. that is something he takes pride in. So, and that's something that I respect about him a lot. He also is the type of person that, like, his happiness definitely comes from family and his family, but another part of like that happiness and purpose comes from his job. So he takes so much pride in like what he does for work. Aurora's middle name is Raina. So Raina is Ken's mom. I'm not gonna say his job. I'm not gonna dox him. But he works hard. That's all I'm gonna say. It's manual labor and it's hard. He went from being a bartender to this job, and it's a total career change. Yeah, that's the thing. There are two rumors that is I feel like is always going to be put out there like every few months. one one rumor in particular keeps popping up, and it's popped up since Ken and I got back together, which is like the multiple breakups. We have never broken up, not even once. Okay, like we have consistently stayed together. There's been no breakup. Of course, we argue sometimes, every couple argues, but we have never broken up. And then the second thing is I don't have custody, or we don't have custody of Aurora. That is absolutely false. Aurora is always with us, with the exception of like going on vacation or something like that, you know? Or like the occasional date night. But that's why she has grandparents. So like my dad will watch her, my sister will watch her, Christy will watch her, but she's spending time with family while mommy and daddy have a date night for a change. And that's also something that like, I know a creator, a specific creator was like, she will not have custody of her child once her child is born because she is a felon. That is false, 100% false. When back in April, we were reported to CPS because I was on live stream and I had Aurora and I gave her a kiss on the forehead, and the creator accused me of blowing on my daughter's face. I was giving her a kiss on the forehead and actually had the, live stream playback. So when CPS came to our house, I was able to also provide not only the actual video that they were claiming that this happened, but I was able to show them a book of like, I kept tabs on like all of the main content creators in the Gypverse, and printed out their comments, like the comments that are like, CPS needs to take the kid away, before even Aurora was even born. So I printed out all these comments and showed them, and I explained to the lady, I'm like, we have a reality show. We are public figures. We experience a lot of trolling. The social worker looked at Aurora and she's like, right off the cuff, I could tell one of the claims ain't true. And, they did a full investigation. Both Ken and I were tested, drug tested and everything. Came back clean, of course, and they closed the case. But the point of that is that, I had a chance to ask the social worker. I'm like, I am a convicted felon. So does that have any play in custody or having my child? And she's like, no, that has no play whatsoever. So those two things are, I feel like, gonna keep popping back up, and unless it comes from my mouth or Ken's mouth, it is just a rumor and made up. And I've had to just kind of like ignore it and roll my eyes at it and be like, whatever. And the people that are like, she does not take care of her child, as I'm like literally changing a poopy diaper, or, picking up toys, or, being a mom. Like, I think it's just so crazy. I'm like, you don't even know me, and there's no proof that to back up your claim, because it's not true. And that's what the social worker said too. She was like, if played a role in being a felon, played a role in someone's custody of their child. Like, nobody would have custody of their child, because I mean, not everybody's a felon, but you know, that just doesn't play a role. Especially the conviction was 10 years ago. The woman that actually made the accusation, she did apologize to me. She's a person online, don't know her, but she trolls me often. It's weird. I don't really know how to take her. I've got her blocked because she has a personality that one moment she'll troll you and say some really crazy stuff, and then the next she's in my DMs being like, I hope you're doing well, sending my love to you and your family. So I don't know if she's like bipolar or what, but it's really weird. Yeah, I know. I was like, I just don't know how to take her. I mean, I could absolutely be civil with people. I've even been civil with anti-Gyp content creators. Yeah, and I could be civil. If you come at me with respect, I'll come at you with respect. That's just my personality. I feel like respect is earned. I've been trying to, as I said, be less messy this year. I know, I'm gonna try. I could sit down tonight and kind of like come up with maybe like some ideas for videos that I think that would be cute. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Like they will try to just like get like my attention or something. Yeah, my grocery shopping would be funny. Ken is always like, why don't we get something of like a variety? And I'm like, I'm the type of person that eats like the same meals again and again because it's what I know I like. That's why I really liked the chicken he made last night, because it was different. And I'm like, this is really good. Yeah, this is my first time going live on YouTube. It was initially just gonna be like, oh, let me press the live button, see what happens. And then it turned out to be a full-on blow-on live. Blow-on? Did I say blow-on? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep, I have her blocked on just about everything. Like on Facebook, she was DMing me being like, so what you doing today? And have a great day. And then on TikTok being like, like trolling me. I'm so confused. Hey, I said, our goal, our whole complete reason for going to Alaska when we did in the winter time, because I know Alaska could be beautiful and they have a summertime and everything with no snow. But the whole point was to go see the Northern Lights. And we saw them almost every night that we were there. Now, Monday night was the best night that we saw them. And we took pictures in front of them. They have like a photographer that takes pictures of people in front of the lights. But Ken is going to post those. I have to leave some content for Ken to post. But like I said on Instagram, and put a comment, I did not know that whenever you look at the lights that they appear white. They're really green, but our eyes don't process light and like color at night like we do in the day. So the cameras are more sensitive and they pick up on color pigments way better than our eyes can. So some of the times I had to like point the camera to the lights to even make sure that they were the lights, and then seeing green, I'm like, okay, those are them. And then they said, like, take as many pictures and videos as you can. The video turned out really blurry, which I was really devastated about, that I didn't get a better camera or something. I thought, I have an iPhone 16, so I thought that would have been sufficient. But it was so dark at night, and I don't know if I like set my camera, had to set it at a certain like exposure or something, but the video just didn't come out that great. But the pictures were, I mean, gorgeous. So yeah, they are really green, but your eyes see white. So, and like where we stayed at Borealis Base Camp, what's awesome is the lights will come out anywhere from like 9 at night to like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So instead of staying up all night and just looking at the sky, waiting for them to happen, the hotel will call you. They'll call the phone that's in your room, and they have a little alarm. And it's not loud or anything, but it's a little alarm, and they'll tell you the lights are active right now. So you look outside, you see them. So you're not just waiting for them to happen. Yeah, I really thought I was gonna go hide in a tree or something. I didn't realize how deep that snow was. Until I got stuck, and I'm like, get it, you're gonna turn around. How cold was it? It was in negative temps, even in the daytime. So I think it was last Tuesday, it was negative 22 as like a base without the wind chill factor. So they didn't want us to go snowmobiling or snow machining that day. They canceled that activity for that day. So we actually went snow machining on Friday before we left. And that was a lot of fun. Like, we took the machines out, and I did not know what a snow machine was. So if anybody else doesn't know, it's basically a jet ski with like skis on it and a tread for the back. And we went down the Alaskan pipeline, which was terrifying because you're looking down a huge slope. And Ken was gunning it. He was like going fast. And of course we had like the person that is over it, like the coach or whatever, the guide that guided us through all the areas. But going down, I'm like, you can go fast. I'm not going fast. I'm going slow. I do not want to flip this thing and then just flip this bike all the way down the Alaskan pipeline. No. But we had a lot of fun. The dog sledding was my favorite. I don't know, the snow machining wasn't that great to me. Ken had a lot of fun. It's not our first trip being away from Aurora. We did go to Los Angeles last year. I think Aurora was 3 months old, and we had to go and promote season 2 of Life After Lockup, and Christy had watched her then, but then our next vacation we went to Miami and we brought her. So it was my dad, Christy, Aurora, me, and Ken that all went together to Miami and do my own show. Well, maybe I can on YouTube. I don't know how anyone could live there. I'm just not built that way for the cold like that. Like, I'm from a warm climate. Crazy thing is, I saw someone that was just walking around in a t-shirt. Like, you know that guy's cold. Yeah, they're nicer on YouTube because I won't let any of the trolls troll me. At least I'm upfront with it. Be like, if you troll me, you will get blocked. No, your comment will not be approved. Welcome in. We're just shooting the, you know, I really don't want to cuss. We're just shooting fun. We rented the gear. So the picture that is posted to Instagram and on here we're wearing like some really nice coats. Those are they're a really expensive brand. And we tried them on just for the picture, just to be like, okay, we're wearing these really nice coats. But those are not the ones we rented. But there is a place near the airport that rents gear, and it's not really cheap. It was like $100 a day, if not a little over. But they make sure you get the hat, the gloves, the boots. They provided almost everything. I bought boots, but I bought them from Amazon, and as cute as they look with the little faux fur, they start to fall apart halfway through our trip. So I ended up tossing those when we got back home. But they look cute. Ken was like, you're gonna be freezing, but at least you wanna look good. That I bought, that green one, but that wouldn't have been warm enough anyway. Like, people were so right when they're like, you're gonna need something warmer. They were so right.